Thank you for tuning into the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Marrocco. Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the ACIO, Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. Jessica is a galactic liaison and interdimensional seer. Together, they will discuss the most current updates from the ACIO, Council of Five, and other extraterrestrial sources. Make sure to post your questions and comments below. Disclosures, insider intel that keeps you updated with planetary changes.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Disclosures. I'm joined here with Peter the Insider, and yeah, we've been away for a little bit. There's a lot going on, as we usually say, but in this case, there is a serious dilemma that we have to deal with. And as we've talked about many times in the past, many of the video games, movies, are a soft disclosure to what is actually going on in the background. Sometimes the information's 10 years or more before it actually happens here in this reality. But Peter has expressed to me that he knows the individuals that inspired Life is Strange, particularly The Merge, and this series, Life is Strange True Colors, which involves a few other individuals that were involved, and there is a big situation, very, very important situation that needs to be looked at. We need everyone who is involved to join us and try to send positive energy toward another threatening agenda that they want to bring in. Not to say that what we've already encountered now is not been bad enough, but let's take a look and let's hear what Peter has to say. So without further delay, here is Peter the Insider.
So I want to say hello to you and to all of our regular, maybe not so regular listeners. So we've got serious situation going on. A few weeks ago, or let's say not weeks, couple of months ago, very dangerous substance, which, to be perfectly honest, I am not 100% sure what is it about.
What is the substance called, Peter?
Okay, the substance is also, technically, I cannot completely get the specific name for it, because what we know is extreme mutation of COVID, or very first mutation of COVID. And it's very dangerous.
COVID. First mutation of...
It's very first mutation of CVD mixed with some sort of weird mixture of Agent Orange and Agent Blue. What was respectively they were very dangerous weapons, or warfare, if we want to call it that way, during war in Vietnam. Yeah, we can see it in the pictures. It's crazy.
So, all right, so we're gonna go back over the definitions. So this is, let's step back even further. You had told everyone that you were concerned because some of this component that was in your country was stolen.
Yes, 10 grams of this was stolen from my country, and 1 gram can kill approximately 800 millions of people. What is really true. And Agent Orange is more known, but Agent Blue is much more dangerous. And they created Agent Purple from that. Yes, we can see the rainbow herbicides, and it is absolutely crazy what they did. Yes, Agent Purple, yeah, but technically they don't want to admit that something like that, even more powerful and more, we can call it more dangerous, was created and mixed with the very first like zero mutation of CVD. That's the stuff. And they want to spray it, if we want to call it that way, spray it via chemtrails. And they want to spray it, they want start to spraying this on east coast, not only US but Canada too, just by the way. So technically we can go maybe to also called rainbow herbicides, and we can see it. What? Yeah, you can click it. Just go back, and you can.
I'll just do it this way.
Okay. And we will have it on. Yeah, we can see it. Yeah. So it is absolutely crazy what they can do. And we can see agents. Yeah, Agent Green, Agent. Pretty much, they mixed pretty much all the agents we can see. So just please scroll down, and we can see it. Green, pink, whatever you can see, and that's the problem. They mixed pretty much all of them into some sort of very weird substance, and they messed it up with zero variant of CVD. That's the problem. But most of it, it's, how can we say it, like the most well known is Agent Orange and Agent Blue, but technically they mixed everything together. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It is absolutely crazy.
And there's looks like there's a Agent Orange, and then there's a variation of 2, and then 3, and then even enhanced, and then there's a plus, and then there's a super orange.
This is what I'm saying. Yes, this is it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So getting back to the story now, so we're going to get back to who wants to do this. This goes back to in the Life is Strange True Colors.
Yeah.
And the colors don't represent all of the agents.
Colors are representing
auras
and emotions, and that's the problem. This can be very misleading, because it's like, nah, it's not a big deal, they are only emotions. Nope, they are not. They want to make soft disclosure. I mean Square Enix, the guys, they developed the game, respectively the whole Life is Strange franchise, and they want to point, hey, look at that, how many colors the evil can have. I mean, those Agent Orange, Blue, whatever. Agent, technically, most of them are orange and blue.
So this is
Yeah.
a Japanese company, Square Enix.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
they created Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and many other Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, some really big games.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so in Life is Strange, let's go over the storyline. The storyline is that it's a mining town, right? And Alex, her father was a miner, and she has a brother, Gabe, and she ended up losing both of her parents. Her father died from a mining accident, so called, and so she
So cold, yeah,
right.
so cold.
It's what
But
she
technically,
discovers later. Yeah.
yeah, but her mother died because of cancer. Yeah, on
Yeah.
cancer because of cancer. Yeah.
And so she is in this whole experience. She goes into foster homes and then finally reconnects with her brother Gabe, who has already started doing well in the town and working for, not to be we're going to be a spoiler and say that's one of the guys that was involved in that accident where he lost his
Yeah, but
father.
technically, I don't want to go too much into edge, but it's kind of because it was an accident, right?
Yeah.
And technically, because I was in this position many times, many times, something happened you have nothing to do with, and you have decision to do very fast. So he saved 19 lives, and he sacrificed another 7 lives. This is, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's hard. It's tough decision because this, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I as
I
a
mean,
soldier, it's it sucks. It
it's
really
similar.
sucks.
Yeah, it's similar to like you're in a life and death situation, and some people, their job is very dangerous, whether it's like a fireman or police officer or
Yes, and then try to
miner.
think, who the heck? I mean, there are people, they are too deep in the mine. Do you know what I mean, or whatever? And it's extremely dangerous to send another man to rescue them. Jeez, it's, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to judge, at least from my point of view. It's hard to judge if it was that bad or if it wasn't that bad. Do you know what I mean? It's
Right.
for most people, they will play this game or they will see playthrough, I mean walkthrough. It will be easy. But I was in that situation, that kind of situation many times, and believe me, it's not that easy to judge. If I will be not in that situation, but from my point of view, it's not that easy to judge people. Because as you know, 7 versus 19, 7 like left to death, drowned to death, and another 19, saved. This sucks. Nah.
And then you wonder how many more would die if they try to do a rescue.
This
So yeah.
This is exactly what I'm saying, what I'm pointing at. Yeah.
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 So so the primary character is
Alexandra Chen,
Alex.
Alex
Yeah.
Chen, yeah.
and then they stay in this place called Haven Springs, Colorado.
What is technically, it's a real deal. It's, let's say, small district. It's like within Castle Rock. It's what is Castle Rock, like approximately 75,000-80,000 people, and it is real town. So you can go on Wikipedia and you can type Castle Rock, Colorado, and you can see it. It actually exists. Just by the way, Castle Rock. Yep. And so I am not saying nonsense. Yeah, Castle Rock, Colorado. Yeah, bam, you got it. Yep.
And so
yeah, okay, my bad. 73,000. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful scenery. What do you think, huh?
Yeah, but it's also they're saying that they're doing some mining. So this is going to bring us next to the topic of the corporations that exist there. So we're going to bring up this corporation called Typhon.
Yeah.
Right.
And they, of course, they changed the name on purpose, not Typhoon, but Typhon with one O only, right?
Yeah, I'm looking for the
There it is. There should be somewhere.
and it should be here and
it's kind of weird. Nah.
we'll bring it up over here then.
Typhon is Typhon Corporation. It's technically some sort of sister corporation of where is it? Okay, much better. Typhon Corporation is sister company to Monarch, respectively. They are with Monarch. Yep. And from my point of view, they are, and I will not watch my language, jackasses. They are doing very bad stuff. Ruthless, cruel. They just want to get money, connections. They want to concentrate to gain the power, and all kind of that stuff.
Anytime something happens, they pay people off. And but what the bigger thing that they're doing from the true thing of what they're doing is they're actually pulling minerals from the earth. They're going deeper than they're supposed to and pulling minerals from the earth, and then they're taking it to this corporation. Not, they're using it for, like, I asked you, Peter, if this is kind of like what Monarch did, is they took our resources, created this mega corporation and advanced corporation, and then to use against us. So they're stripping the earth, and then using the resources for something else. They're off planet or whatever they're doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the other thing too is there's names here that I thought were all from ancient gods. So here is Typhon, and Typhon has been around. Is Typhon ancient or Greek?
From my point of view, I'm not surprised. No, I mean it for real. I'm not surprised.
And this is a very old picture of Typhon. You could see he's some kind of weird hybrid. He's joined there with two harpies. He's pretty much has like a snake appendages, like his legs and his fingers.
And why he looks so upset?
I'd be upset if I looked like that.
No, I mean why he looks. I mean, his face expression is upset. That's my question.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. I mean, he's He's definitely he's a very aggressive. I've encountered him in the astral before. Extremely aggressive, very mean. Has very lacks compassion. So you know, if you think that you're gonna convince him to do something nice, is good luck.
It's like no way.
Yeah. The other one
Okay.
is Rhea. Rhea is also a Titan, and she also is very powerful. Not necessarily. She can be very nasty as well. Well, likes to control things. I'll just say she likes to be in control. And there is her mythology page. We'll show her some images. Here's some of the images of Rhea, and it was interesting because I saw I was looking at Supergirl. I think it's Supergirl and Superman series, and they also have this Rhea, the god, that shows up and tries to take over the planet. So that was an interesting comparison. But so the Titans, remember I talked about the Titans in the past. The Titans have many males, but few females. Like they only have like, you know, a couple females, but then there's many males, and the females are very strong.
And just by the way, from my point of view, and this is definitely not coincidence, in the middle, approximately in the middle of the game, because of it's obvious that because of this tragic accident, what looks or seems to be accident, of course it is not accident, Gabe was killed, and Gabe, you know, like how we can call it, stepson, you know, Gabe's stepson, Ethan, you know, yeah. He was very into games and all kind of that stuff, and what he liked was LARP. That means live action role play, and this definitely is not coincidence, because in this LARP there are many mythological, let's say ancient ages or middle ages, you know how we can call it, like what, creatures or monsters or whatever. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Oh no. We
Oh,
don't
they're
need
not
to
gonna
do
let it.
this.
Yeah, let me
Yes.
find another. I hate when they
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. So this is very interesting, at least from my point of view. And this is it. I'm absolutely sure that this, because they are calling it LARP or monster or mortal. That's the name of this game in Life is Strange True Colors, and they settled they set it. LARP in the game actually is very important, because it's, how can we say it, it's like, hey, open your eyes, like do you know what I mean, like a punch in the face, open your eyes. This is direct reference to those ancient giants, as you said, and all kind of that stuff. I'm sure about that. I'm positive about that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the
They
whole
open it up.
town is
Yeah.
very serious about it, and especially Steph, it means like Stephanie is very serious about it. Technically, she is the main person, the key person who organized the whole stuff. Yep, this is Stephanie Greenridge. Crap.
Great, yep.
Where are you, Stephanie?
She's in here somewhere.
It's down there. Stephanie Greenridge. Steph. Greenwich. Yep. This is it. Yep.
And she knows Chloe.
Yeah, but technically Blackwell, but technically this is Life is Strange Before the Storm. Yes, you are right. So she knows Chloe. Yeah, you are right. And in the True Colors, you can go and you will say True Colors. Yeah, you can see True Colors.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
She appears there. So,
And why is it not working?
oh, you want me to click on that?
Yeah, you clicked, but it is not working sometimes.
Yeah. So we're back to True Colors.
Yeah. So this is it.
All right. So there was also another goddess called Diana, and so you brought up, and for some reason you got information that you thought Diane was me, and I said immediately after I watched the whole series, because there was a bunch of videos to watch, that it didn't sound like me, it didn't look like me, it didn't feel like me at all. But immediately I thought of Lady Gaga. And so if we look at the character,
This is absolutely crazy.
we'll look at the character of
No,
Diane.
I'm not saying this is crazy that I disagree with you, but look at that. How can I say it? How perfect the match is. This is my next level craziness.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
This Lady Gaga. And so
Sorry for that. Stephanie Germanuta, just by the way. It's the official name. Not the official.
her real
Civilian name.
She goes by the name of Stephanie.
Stephanie Germanuta, just by the way.
Okay. So, and what we figured out is that
I mean, give me a second. This is Lady Gaga's let's say civil name, Stephanie Germanuta.
Yeah. So what we figured out is that this entity called Lady Gaga is over this Typhoon Corporation, which would explain her power on the earth. And
yeah, because this is crazy. I mean, she got the weirdest, I don't know, like her style of clothing and the music and everything is so weird. And you know, this is crazy.
And you can see like the influence that she's had. This is her talking on the World Health Organization. She's a prominent individual spokesperson, which didn't make any sense whatsoever why she would be so involved in 2019, 2020 with everything that was going on. And here she is speaking on behalf of the international organization that is over health over the entire planet. And why would she be chosen other than she has another role? As
because there should be scientists, or there should be scientists or whatever, not her.
And that was the first question. Yeah, Peter, absolutely, because that was the first thing people said is, why is she involved? She's not a scientist any more than someone like Elon Musk or Bill Gates and some of these other people that were very prominent during the decisions that were being made on the planet, and none of them are medical scientists, and yet they were instructing people what they needed to do. I
just want to say something. If you click, you can see the Diane, and there is the column, and you can see Steph Greenwich, but with true colors after the name, and we can see the difference, how she looks different. Can you see the column? Yep,
right this. Here?
So we can see the difference between the age. Yep, look at that. Yep. She originally debuted in Life is Strange Before the Storm. So that's the fact how she knows the Chloe. Mwah, you know.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
And Max and all kind of that stuff. Just by the way,
Maxine
you know.
Caldwell. So if people are familiar with the games, and right, is that correct? How you say her name?
Maxine Caulfield. Sorry.
Caulfield. Sorry.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
So we have a mess here because we have, say, ancient deities that maybe they were brought up through some of this LARP playing, that they kind of came in and stepped in dimensionally.
LARP, give me a second. Do you know how was technically? There was this very weird direct contact with Steph, with Alex, with her brother. Just by the way, Gabe is alive. Just by the way.
Oh, okay.
But Orion, just by the way, and this vibe. That means it is like, you know, something. Yes, this is Ryan, but during action, during LARP. Yep. And if you scroll down. Yep, this is Steph with witch, whatever it is, witch.
They're playing the role of a witch. Yep.
Yeah.
And
role.
Yep. Yeah.
In this witch, what they are, clothes or whatever. So long story short, they said that they've got this inner voice. It is saying them they need to do LARP. I was like, what do you mean by voice, inner voice? And then I got it that they were ringing. And if you can see, just please scroll down to the little bit. Yeah, stop. And you can see, if people want to see it, they are using certain stuff. Of course, it's some sort of, let's say, mini game or what it is. Those like monsters or whatever, like mortal or monster, you know, they are saying it actually. My ears are ringing. So that everything is perfectly set it up into the main game, or this like LARP mini game or whatever. Everything is completely perfectly set it up. I literally never ever saw any game which is so obvious all the stuff from the game. Never. This is crazy. This is next level of craziness. And this is like how we can say, like, this is next level shit if I will not watch my language. This is crazy. This is like, holy crap. And what is actually main part of the problem, they want to, quote in quotes, start spraying with chemtrails on October 1st. That's the problem.
This is Typhon.
Typhon, my bad, sorry.
And what is the reason why? All right, so the chemicals you now know were stolen by Typhon.
No, not chemicals. They want to mix this kind of rainbow herbicides. So this kind of crazy chemical warfare. And actually it is not CVD only. Not CVD only. Many other tropical and subtropical viruses and whatever they are, bacteria. And they actually even don't know which one of them they will use. Maybe they will use more of them. That's the question. And my concern is, what in the world? 10 grams can kill all the life forms, not only humans, animals, plants, everything. And I mean, like, hey guys, are you? No, I will not watch my language. Sorry, it needs to be edited. And 10 grams can wipe out every single life form, not only people, but animals, plants. And I'm like, are you serious? This is nonsense. So, from my point of view, it looks like they've got backup plan. Like Elon Musk, like, hey, bye bye guys, we will be on Mars. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, holy crap.
So did you know about this a while back, Peter? How long have you known that they were going to try to do this in the East Coast?
Oh no, I didn't do it. Because actually, okay, I will say you something. From my point of view, I know that something big happened in Slovakia, in my country. I wasn't sure what it was. And I was like, once I figured that those 10 grams were stolen, I was like, holy crap, we are in deep shit. This is problem. This is like big time. But what is the problem? I was like, okay, they've got atomic bombs, H bombs, that means hydrogen bombs. No, they are not that stupid. I mean, like, do you know what I mean? Like, they will not use it because there will be no winners, losers only. I mean, in case of like atomic war. And now it looks like they are stupid enough, dumb enough to use it. I mean, sorry, no, I'm not talking about atomic / hydrogen bombs. I'm using about this crazy stuff.
So, what has triggered Typhon to want to do this?
I'm almost sure. I don't want to say I'm sure, but it looks like Musk convinced them that few chosen people are ready to settle to on Mars. That means colonize Mars. It looks like that.
And so he's ready to start destroying the people. Oh, what is he gaining by destroying people? Killing off the population.
Power.
How does he gain power by killing the population?
Those people, like, they were Stalin, they were Hitler. Technically, once you don't have enough, how can I say it? You don't have charm, you don't have charisma, right? Because he's sick-minded, selfish, egoist, egomaniac, and he wants, don't like, nah, I am making electro cars, do you know what I mean? Like, or I want to help people for free internet and all kind of those things. No, he wants, how can I say, to build something bigger. And he cannot, how can I say that, like, if you want to have respect, you need to earn it. Respect, trust, I mean trustworthiness. But there are people they need to born with it. Do you know what I mean? And there are another group of people, they simply don't have it. It is easy. It is very easy. And he's the one, and I don't want to say he's not like that, but he believes that he always needs to have something better, something bigger. Do you know what I'm trying
But
to
he's detached emotionally. I mean, it's obvious that he has no compassion or concern.
I know you are right. I don't want to say I'm saying what he is feeling, but what is pretty obvious from his actions. And of course, him, so Elon Musk, and very obviously, Bill Gates, of course. Very obviously, we know.
Okay, so recently he announced that he's separating from Grimes. So here it looks like there's something going on. They're now semi-separated, even though they had a child together. He made a comment that he lives in Texas. All her work is in LA. He has to go internationally in Texas, and so they're essentially not together as much anymore, and they're going in different directions. What do you know about this, and what is she still going to Mars, or is she?
Yes, but look at that. This what is this? It is okay. It is not a boy. We know it. It is it, quotes in quotes, because look at that crazy name of their child. It is like, what in the world? This next level shit, you know. This, yeah. Look at that. It's how in the world is that? It's I mean, sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but look at that. It's
that's the name right there. Yeah.
Yeah. X-812. Yeah. It is not named for people. Sorry, for either boy or girl. It's like, what? Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's crazy. Oh man.
All right, so but what's the agenda of him separating? Because everything he does seem to have some kind of agenda. Do you know?
This is it. Because they've got bigger purpose, bigger role for officially their son. Do you know what I mean?
And so what? Someone else is going to raise the son?
Mm-hmm. Of course, because he needs to be emotionally detached from all the, emotions and, parent-ish thing and family-ish thing, and he cannot be raised in fully functional family. It's like, what in the world? It's nonsense from this point of view.
Okay. So since Lady Gaga, the entity in Lady Gaga is connected to Typhon as Diane Jacobs.
No, Stephanie Germanotta, but yeah, we know it is Lady Gaga. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah. So what is she gaining by killing all sorts of people on the East Coast of the Americas? Because she lives in New York.
Yes or no? And no. Because technically, officially, yes, but sometimes not. Do you know what I mean? And she will be magically out of place. Do you know what I mean?
So she won't be affected by any of it.
Yep.
Is she going to Mars as well?
Definitely. But that's the problem. I mean, we are talking about a vessel.
Right.
Not about some sort of connection to the soul or whatever, because
I don't think the soul's there anymore.
I mean, you are expert in this field, so what's the role?
The soul is gone.
Give me a second. What's the role? I mean, once not somehow, sorry. Something is attached to the body, what is not body, but it is vessel only.
Right.
What's the deal? Because I am not expert in this field. I can talk about many things, but this is like, I'm just follower here. You are the leader, if we want to call it that way, because this is absolutely not my field of expertise. Nope. Mm-mm.
Her vessel has had many different entities moving through it, so that's why you see. Let me just show you an example.
Give me a second. You mean the frequent, very frequent changes of
Yes,
image and those
these are
kind
all
of?
different entities wanting to express who they are. You
Give me
see,
a second.
this.
So that was. Do you know what? Actually, that was the question I want to ask you for many times. So that's the reason.
Yeah,
Those
I mean,
entities are the reason, right?
yeah, I mean, you could see drastically the changes, and
I
to the
know.
point where it actually looks like it's a different person. And that's the impression the entity can step in. Now, this is supposedly her without makeup and in brown hair. I mean, just even the way the eyes are, they don't look the same. They do not look the same.
Yes, her natural hair color. It's kind of brownish, hazel-ish, if we want to call it that
Right.
way.
But
Yeah.
still, we don't really know what I think I've seen her with even darker hair naturally. So here, just even side by side looks like two different people down
That's
over here
true.
as
That's
well.
true.
Look at the eyes. The eyes are very unusual, and they vary. Her eyes are different in many occasions. So you know that whatever's peering through the vessel is different, is different. And people could say, well, she just liked making these changes and wanted to do it to perform. I don't think too many people have done these extreme looks. And the shaped face looks different, you know.
Yep.
It alters the entity that steps in, brings in an aspect of themselves into the physical body, which creates a distortion or the change. And some people may say it makes them look even better than they are, depending on how
Okay, I
powerful the
like your
entity
sense
is,
of humor, but this is
right?
not even close to be funny.
So, and so, I mean, we've known that, it's kind of obvious for a long time, but now you have this persona here in Typhon, and so, which, you know, I keep on thinking of the entity Rhea, and the entity Rhea, which is this. She's very tyrannical. She wants to rule everything. I could see that moving through Lady Gaga at times. And also, Typhon itself, you
Yeah,
look
but
at Typhon.
my question is why people, I mean, from crowds, they are not seeing, I mean, saying protests. I mean, like, what the heck? We've got CBD stuff, like pandemic and whatever, and people, they have nothing to do with that. Like Gaga, like Musk, like Gates, and they are talking about the stuff, and they have nothing to do with it. So what do you think? I mean, because from my point of view, uh, there was certain criticism, but fact is there wasn't enough criticism. What do you think?
I think a lot of people are just hoping that it's going to go away, and they're just trying to move forward with their life and their children and their grandchildren, and hoping that their jobs is going to be secure, and they're just pretty much going about their everyday experience, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah. But then in Australia, where you have your office, um, they're protesting pretty heavily because the people, they were so harsh to them as some kind of experiment to figure out how they're going to respond.
Yes, that's
And
social engineering, like big
right,
time. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, you
right,
are
yeah,
right.
because um, the crown, the Commonwealth wants to test this out a little further away, not in their own backyard, but that sort of thing. And So, but the people of Australia are just, I think they pushed them too far that they're actually protesting. And I think that has happened in various cities in the US already, with people protesting, and other parts around the world. And we know that. And so I think from the standpoint of the ACIO, maybe there should be some kind of an intergalactic council, which we did communicate a bit with the intergalactic council regarding some things. I don't know if you want to talk about that at all.
From my point of view, this is up to you. If you want to get with this publicly or not.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go into that conversation too deeply, but there were some entities from one reality that were kind of here that we just needed to put them back in another reality where they belong, because they're not necessarily bad, but they just were in the wrong place. So that was adding to the chaos.
Oh, definitely. But my question is why they are upset at us once we didn't do anything bad to them.
Who, the Intergalactic Council?
No. Why their entities are like that? That's my question.
I think they're just confused. I think they're just confused. So they're back.
But because of being confused, it doesn't mean that it gave them right to be angry. Sorry, not angry, mad.
Well, say the dogs, right? We talked about the dogs, the hellhounds.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the hellhound here or somewhere else is going to still be a hellhound. They're going to do whatever it is that they do, right? But they don't belong here. Somehow they got here.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, you have a dog. Your dog's going to be the same. I mean, if it feels like it's threatened, it's going to react. If someone is
you are right. That's
it's like their nature.
Yeah, that's true.
But the situations that we're talking about today, this is not their nature to want to, commit mass murder. Right? That's committing mass murder.
You are goddamn right.
So what do you suggest, now that we've pretty much told the entire story, not story, but explanation about what's actually going on?
Revelation, if we want to call it that way. Yeah.
What do you suggest how do you think we can combat this as a collective? We have very strong spiritual people that are listening and can contribute their energy. There are many super soldiers that are listening. What do you suggest that they can do?
From my point of view, definitely try to, how we can call it, try to what? Try to create positive collective consciousness. What means collective hive mind. What do you think?
In a positive way, that not like a protection over every place that they try to do this, or that someone will find out.
Protection, definitely.
Protection, and also can the ACIO step in and get back those chemicals that were taken?
Yeah, that's it. We need to do something like that.
So are we gonna get in Kruger or someone else that's going to help?
Definitely. I'm sure that they will do. But we need to do more than that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? More than that.
Yeah, give us an explanation of what you feel that we need to do.
You know, there will be, how we can say it, needed some sort of field, like, how can we say it, energetic field, what will protect. Do you know what I mean? What will protect the, you know,
Population?
the Kruger, not Kruger, not only Kruger guys, but merge group, and they will, if they will, what that means, it's obvious that they will they will get into the fight, and then they will, respectively, we need to get collective consciousness or hive mind for positive, how we can say it, for best hope, if we want to call it that way, for our best hope. Do you know what I mean?
Seeing that we're divinely protected.
Yep.
Yeah.
Divinely protected, yeah. Because
so
if
there's got to be a battle. It needs to be a
definitely
battle first.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know. We need to be goddamn. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It will be goddamn important to do so, because
See if I can get this Supergirl and Rhea. Here
What do you
is,
mean by Supergirl and Rhea?
so the story of Supergirl, and we talked about Rhea. Rhea is also a part of the game.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
This is the secret project, because technically the secret project was Rhea was the project how to get the project of technology, how to get mining technique much more effective, the mining system much more to, let's say, less expensive, and it went terribly wrong. Experiment went terribly wrong. 25 sorry, 26 of miners were trapped. So technically this is it, because it's like 19 plus 7. Those 7, they were left for the drone, and Jet, he was foreman once this happened. This is it.
Yep. So the same name. It's not the same story, but it is in a way, because in this story, Queen Rhea, in Supergirl,
Yeah.
Queen Rhea, this is almost like LARP, LAR, King Lar, Gand.
Yeah.
They come in and they start destroying the planet, because they start making, they just want to take over, and they don't care who they kill in the process.
Yeah, this is the
same type
the main
of
part of the problem. Yep.
same type of personality in another story, and I'm sure that it's in other stories as well, because you see in a lot of, if you really watch a lot of these games, you're going to see similar names.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's and that's kind of the agenda of the same entity coming through, but different storylines.
Yeah.
But they're still, that's the presence. And so, I mean, I tell people to break ties with Rhea, Lady Gaga, Elon Musk.
But my question is, why it is like, like that? I mean, why people don't believe it? That's my question. You know.
I think they're starting to believe it. That's why we're pointing it out and stringing it together, so you can see how this bleed through of information is coming out in different stories. So, say you have this entity, this Rhea, right, this Titan, who
Yeah.
decides that she wants to take over the planet, and so she communicates to different people that are writers that have influence in Hollywood, and she makes sure that that story gets brought in through some type of movie, TV, video game, or something, and then they influence this. They put that in the minds of humanity, or the children in particular, who have very strong imagination, and then this magnifies through their hive mind, right? All these kids, or young adults, or even adults that are watching this, create a hive mind from each one of these shows.
Definitely, you are right.
Right.
Yeah.
The greater the show is, the more of the hive mind, and these entities know that, so they get their story out. It becomes magnified. Their names keep getting spoken and identified, and then even if it's a bad outcome, it's in the consciousness of everyone, and then you're finding out that it starts to play out later on. So it's almost like they used us to help manifest what they wanted, even our own destruction here. Which for some people might sound very far-fetched, but it's really not. If you think if we have our power to manifest, they actually are introducing the stories passively aggressive to creative people that are open psychically, and then their story gets out there magnified, and then now, instead of having our own script, we are assisting their script of our own self-destruction.
Yeah.
It's bad.
You are right. You are very right. Yes.
And you see this, I mean, in the past, how many years has it been? Maybe, I want to say 3-4 years, 5 years maybe. It increased the amount of apocalyptic movies that started coming out. It first started off where you have 1 or 2, and then it became like a major genre. Whereas people really like watching.
You are very right. You are very right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not, it's not just because people liked it, but it was actually feeding something that became bigger than what people could handle, and then people just got accustomed to seeing it, and then now they're actually preparing for it. They're expecting it. So they kind of manifested this whole experience. We need to shift this. And as much work that many people do, and people are, protesting, why are people asleep? It's because of these type of things. It's not just the media, although in the movies, the series of Supergirl, there is a major media personality there, and she identifies that she knows that she is pretty much influencing everyone.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt about it. And one of the things that they said was they find out that in Supergirl, they find out that the president of the United States, who is a female, is actually an ET.
Just by the way.
And one of the comments they made was, which was Linda Carter, who was also played Wonder Woman years ago, but she plays the president. And in this show, they say, well, we don't care if she's an alien as long as she's a Democrat. And I was like, what a weird statement that was. So they're already brainwashing people about what they were planning on doing. And I couldn't help but think, like I was thinking of Nancy Pelosi and some of these others that also are completely hijacked and not necessarily have a soul, and are being used by the agenda, because the things that they're doing are way too powerful. Humans don't have the capacity to persuade people to do things that don't make any sense. You can't. It just doesn't work that way, right, Peter?
Yep, you are right. Goddamn right.
Yeah, I don't know why I saw a parallel in these two stories, and I'm glad that I was able to kind of observe and look at all of it, because people are trying to figure out, how did we get here? It didn't even make any sense. It was almost like we weren't leading up to any like major conflict with any country, or there was nothing really evident, and then it just happened. But it didn't just happen. It was these hive minds that were orchestrating and coordinating with these entities, and now they just have become more and more powerful because we've fed into a lot of their agendas. So we need to stop it. And that's, a friend of mine told me that her child has been listening to a lot of, out of nowhere, started listening to a lot of Lady Gaga music.
You mean out of nowhere? That means like just because of no particular reason, you mean?
Right around this time, right around while this whole incident with Typhon was going on, they had this need to listen to Lady Gaga music. And that, and I've heard of stuff like this before. And so you've also talked about in the show, or in Life is Strange True Colors, is the element of music.
Very, very big, like powerful element. Yeah, that's true.
Right. So music is really, really important. And because they know the power of music. And
yes, you are right. You are right. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, you are right. Yes.
So here we are. Well, there's the music box. I mean, she's a bard. She plays a bard here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yep. And you can see,
yeah,
Alex, she walks, that was part of her LARP outfit, was music.
Yeah.
And so people was like, well, these people are just musicians. No, they're not just musicians. They create hive mind.
Yep, exactly.
You can have people from all around the world, and you sing a certain song and everyone knows it. And that's when you know that that has affected an entire planet. And then you have to look at what the message was and see how that it influenced the planet.
Exactly. And people effect is that if there are people, they just like the music, and then there are other people, they just want to get, do you know what I'm trying to say? Deep, I don't want to say deeper. What is behind do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. There's a lyrics, and then if there's energy, or this is part of an agenda of these ETs, and they have like a sub meaning to the song, then that also people will pick up, and they'll be listening over and over and over again, trying to figure it out, right?
Yep, you are right.
I think you and I've talked about, some people that we know that get heavily into certain songs, and then they keep listening to them over and over again.
Oh man.
Right?
Try to say something about it. Jeez,
yeah.
Man. This is crazy. Yeah. I know a lot. Believe me, a lot.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh man. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So maybe with this information, I mean, I think that there are a lot of super soldiers out there that are listening. I think there are a lot of people that don't see themselves as super soldiers, but have enhanced abilities. And it doesn't really matter how you want to define who you are, but I think you can contribute to this. And I think we can end any of it if we understand how it was created.
Then we can solve it. Because there are people, right? But they don't want to. There are people, it's obvious for them that they've got certain abilities, but they simply don't want to use them. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I think the people that are listening to the shows
Okay.
want to use their abilities to make the change. And they just don't believe enough in themselves that they can actually do it.
No.
They don't have the confidence.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, if you say so. I don't know.
Yeah, I've found people that, you know, they have something everyone has something that they can contribute. Everybody does. And there are people that have exceptional abilities, but you're right. Sometimes the ones with the exceptional abilities use it for selfish reasons.
That's another problem.
Yeah. And in this case, I'd rather have a bunch of people that have a decent abilities and they use it for the good rather than those that have exceptional abilities that are doing it to deceive or harm or take or whatever it is that they need to do.
You are right. Goddamn right. Because, and technically sometimes people, they simply don't know how to use, and they are like, it's, how can I say it? This, let's say they are doing it, this try and learn thing. Do you know what I mean? And so I'm like, what in the world is that?
Mm-hmm.
And they are they just want to try something, and this is it. Try to do something, and that's worst case scenario. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Sometimes it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So is there anything else that you want to bring up, Peter?
For right now, not. Why? I think we are okay.
I think so too. I think that we said what we needed to say, and I encourage people to share so others can see their comments. And just I want to thank you all for being patient. It's been a little difficult the past couple weeks with some of these things going on, and we decided, Peter, you and I decided that it's best for people to know what's going on so that they can also help.
Yeah.
Because it's a very big issue, very, very big, and I definitely wouldn't ignore it, and I'll probably do my best to help prevent some of these things from happening, and Peter is as well, and
oh, you can bet that I am.
Yeah,
definitely.
So and maybe it's an opportunity for you to get that stuff back out of their hands and somewhere where no one can harm anyone with it. So, but we always do the highest intention for humanity. And with that said, thank you for your support. Thank you for hanging in there. And for those that were checking in, make sure we were okay. I appreciate you as well. And also that, your financial support is very much appreciated also. So, Peter, you want to say goodbye?
I think that it's pretty much it for today, and I want to say a big thank you for another opportunity to be on the channel, and I'm looking forward for next time. Hold tight. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated. Have a good day. Be strong, and remember, hold on to the highest intention for our timeline. Have a good day.
You have been listening to the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Marrocco. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Visit www.acio-agency.org and www.readingsbyarael.com. Post your questions and comments below. We look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to support our work. All links can be found in the description. Thank you.